This is Newcap News with Bart Pediasic.
Good evening. We begin in Cold Lake, where RCMP are turning to the public for help as they search for a teen who has been missing since last Saturday. 17-year-old Taryn Granbois was last seen on Cold Lake First Nation on December 20th. He's described as First Nation with black hair and brown eyes, 5'9" and weighing 170 pounds. It's believed Granbois will be staying at a number of residences. Police say there is nothing to indicate there's anything suspicious about the disappearance. But RCMP want to speak to him to ensure his well-being. If you have any information, you're asked to call Cold Lake RCMP at 780-594-3302 or Crime Stoppers. And an update to a story we brought you this week about a phony bank robbery call that happened in Vegreville. A man shot by Mounties is now facing charges. On Christmas morning, police say the 22-year-old called the RCMP himself, reporting a bank robbery. Police now say that when they arrived, they were confronted by the man and an officer shot him. He was taken to hospital for treatment and is now charged with possession of a dangerous weapon and public mischief. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team is investigating the shot fired by police. They say a replica gun was found at the scene and the original report of a bank robbery was not true. Well, the holiday season has become a popular time for film studios to release blockbusters, but this year several movies are attracting negative attention because of their subject matter. Jeremy Thompson visited May Cinema in Lloydminster to get some local reaction.
You want us to kill the leader of North Korea?
Yes.
What?
Seth Rogen and James Franco's controversial comedy The Interview has made more than $15 million in online revenue since its digital release Christmas Eve. The movie was also played on 300 independent screens in the States, but Canada's major movie companies, Cineplex and Landmark, have decided not to show it. This means smaller theaters like the May 6 are also unlikely to play it.
I think it's insane that a remote communist country dictates to us what we're allowed to watch.
Well, they did 2 days before Christmas phone us back and ask us to replace it, but that's a little difficult to do because we had another movie booked, and the other film company wouldn't have been too happy.
No one I spoke to at the theater had seen The Interview, but there were mixed responses about watching the online release.
It looks like a good movie.
I'm curious, but I've heard bad things about it, like it's not the best movie.
It looked funny, I'm not sure. I'd probably watch it.
Regardless of opinion, owner Mike May says The Interview would have been a big attraction in Lloydminster's small market.
Seth Rogen has his following, and the people that like Seth Rogen would have enjoyed this film.
The Interview has had its fair share of controversy, but it's not the only holiday flick to have unwanted negative attention. Exodus: Gods and Kings has been banned in Egypt, and Angelina Jolie's Unbroken has sparked outrage from Japanese nationalists.
We had a good run with Exodus, and we're currently playing Unbroken, and it is a controversial subject, a war movie about Japanese internment.
Controversial, but important to see, according to moviegoers.
Should we forget about the Holocaust? Forget the past and lose an eye.
So as long as it's historically accurate and it's not, being rude to another country or something, I feel like it's fine. Obviously, The Interview is a bit rude.
Get a view of what's happening around you, what's happening in the world.
Does it mean you hate Japanese because they were our adversaries once upon a time? Has America ever treated a country better than they've treated Japan ever since? No. But you don't forget the past.
Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
It's time once again for Retrospect, this week from the archives. In this installment, Brian Hardy takes a look back at the start of a 10-year ban on adult entertainment. As well, we report at the old RCMP building.
It's December 2007 and the old RCMP building is showing its age.
It's the home of an essential community service, but the current RCMP detachment is cramped, outdated, and in desperate need of renovations. It was built 25 years ago, and a lot has changed since then. It needs increased space for the GIS unit and more garage and general office space. These issues have prompted the city to evaluate the options of renovating versus rebuilding.
We'll probably come back with something that's a little more definitive, and the type and style building that we'd like to do.
And all things considered, it seems the city is strongly considering a new detachment. Officials are hoping to make a decision sometime this year. Jessica Isaac, Newcap News.
This week in 2001, the border city makes plans to ban adult entertainment.
What's happening is we're getting to the stage now where we're trying to regulate behavior rather than regulate how the city operates.
Those comments from Alderman Duff Stewart following the city's decision to draft a bylaw banning adult entertainment establishments. The motion was brought forward by Alderman Herb Flieger. Stewart followed with his own proposal, sarcastically suggesting the city also ban smoking, drinking, VLTs, and any other adult activity. So how do the people of Lloydminster feel about it? Well, that's what the city aims to find out before passing the bylaw. Alderman Karen Ass says she has no doubt about which way the city leans.
I am surprised at the number of men that I talk to, and they have told me they're not in favor of it. So I'm ready to go forward and take their wishes and make an issue and say we're banning it from the city.
In the meantime, the city will be drafting up a new adult entertainment bylaw, and it will once again come before council sometime in the new year. Court Smith, NewsHour.